now that your clay is centered, we're going to open it up. And the reason why I want your clay to be as perfectly centered as you can get it is because chances are, as soon as you start to open it up and you bring your clay up, it's going to get off-centered. So if you start with it centered, you're not going to add to being off-center. Okay? Hope that makes sense. So, my left hand is going to be around my clay piece again, my dome. My left thumb is going to be over the top and right against the middle. And so here's the top of the piece here, here's the center, and with that being right there, my thumb is right here. Okay, so I'm just off to the side of the center. What that does is that's going to guide this thumb to go in. So my right hand is laying up against the clay as well, you can see. And then my thumb just starts to go in, and I make this little divot like this. And then I add some water because the water will allow me to have enough lubrication to continue going in. Okay. I'm going to wipe off this because I got a little bit of grit on my bat head. Now I'm going to add more water. And at this point, after I've opened up with either one thumb or two thumbs, I will go in with my middle finger leading, and then my other fingers will also go in with me. So sometimes everything's kind of bunched up like this to go in, and I should have a 1 finger width hole all the way down to the base of the pot, which should be about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, lots of water in there so that I don't have to stop in the middle of opening. This hand is just going to kind of go with it, just steady it, and then that middle finger is leading the way. You never go in alone. And I'm going down. Can you see in there? Okay, so you look inside there. The other thing I forgot to tell you is, at this point, you slow your wheel down. You don't want to go as fast. Think of yourself as centering, you're on the highway. You're going nice 55, 65 speed limit, right? Nice and fast. And then by the time we start to open, you want to go city streets. So slow that wheel down a little bit. I'm going to take my water out. I know, I just put water in. I'm always putting water in, and then I'm always taking it out. And I'm going to test to see just how deep I went, how thick my bottom is. I think my bottom's about 1.5 inches. Pretty close. It's about 1 inch right there. So that's too thick for a bottom. That's not too thick for a boat anchor. But for a bottom of a pot, it is. So I'm going to go back down until I think I've hit where I need to be, which is going to be about 1/4 of an inch. And again, no sudden moves, so I come out nice and easy. I'm about here. So that's not too bad. I'll take it down a little bit more. Okay, so that's what that looks like. You can see where my fingers were. My middle finger makes that bigger hole, and my index finger makes that little ridge right in there. Now comes the tricky part. We're going to open that up even more. So when you open this up, I'm going to take my hands, my left hand, and I'm supported by my right hand, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to pretend this is the bottom of my pot here. I'm going to go in like this, and then I'm going to curl these fingers like this, and I'm going to open that up like this. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get a donut right in here of clay. Not a donut from Hertz. We're not going to stop and take a donut break. we are simply going to get a donut of clay right in here. Alrighty? So let me do that. Remember, I'm taking my hand and I'm just from the bottom, like I'm scraping right along the base of my pot. Nice and even. So I'm going in and I start to open that up. Make sure you have enough water. If not, you need some more. And then I'm pulling this out like that. Okay? Huh?